A machine just wrote a peer-reviewed scientific paper for less than $15. And then, and this is the part that gets me, it reviewed someone else's paper, like a real one.
And the review was good?
The review was good. Okay, so for people just tuning in, we're talking about a study that came out earlier this year where researchers used a large language model, basically a GPT-style AI, to generate an entire scientific paper. Introduction, methods, results, discussion, the whole thing.
And when they ran it through peer review,
It passed.
it passed. Now, to be fair, the study was about a fairly narrow topic. It wasn't like curing cancer.
Right, but the point is the infrastructure worked. The cost was around $15 in API calls. That's less than a sandwich in most cities.
Fancy sandwich, but yeah.
So why does this matter? Because peer review is supposed to be the gatekeeper. It's the thing standing between an idea and it being called science. And if an AI can clear that bar,
Then what is the bar actually measuring?
exactly.
So here's the thing people don't realize about how this actually works. These models aren't like reasoning through the science. They're okay, it's more like pattern completion at a massive scale. The model has seen so many papers that it knows what a paper sounds like.
The shape of credibility?
Right, the shape. So it produces something that fits the template perfectly. Proper citations, correct statistical language, hedged conclusions.
Which, honestly, some human researchers could learn from.
I mean, not wrong. But here's where it gets counterintuitive. The reviewers, human reviewers, they flagged fewer methodological concerns on the AI paper than on a control paper written by a grad student.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And the theory is that the AI paper was like almost too clean, no rough edges. Reviewers are trained to look for specific red flags, and when none of them are there,
They assume competence.
they assume competence.
Okay, but hold on. You said it also peer reviewed another paper. How does that work?
So the same model, different prompt. Instead of write a paper, you say evaluate this paper. And what comes back is it's structured like a real review. It identifies weaknesses, suggests additional experiments, asks about sample size.
Which is what every reviewer asks about.
Every single reviewer. And when they had scientists rate the AI reviews blind against human reviews, the scores were basically indistinguishable.
That's kind of unsettling, right?
Yeah, it should be unsettling. Because we're not talking about AI assisting science. We're talking about AI completing the loop, writing it, reviewing it, and potentially, if journals aren't careful, publishing it. Publishing it.
So, what's actually in these papers? Like, is it just, plausible sounding nonsense?
That's the scary part. Sometimes no. The model can synthesize existing literature accurately. It's not always hallucinating. In narrow, well-documented fields, like materials science, certain genomics workflows, it can produce technically defensible claims.
Because there's enough training data.
Because there's enough training data. Looping back to what you said about the shape of credibility, the model isn't just mimicking the style. It's also pulling real relationships from real data. The problem is you can't easily tell when it's doing that versus when it's just sounding confident. Just sounding confident. Which, again,
Human problem too.
human problem too.
So, where does this go? Because I don't think the answer is just ban AI from science.
No, and some journals are trying watermarking, AI detection tools, but those are like one step behind. The models get better faster than the detectors do.
The more interesting response I've seen is flipping the incentive. If a paper costs $15 to produce, maybe the value shifts away from the paper itself and toward the experiment, the actual data, the thing the model can't fake.
Pre-registration, raw data sets, lab notebooks,
The messy stuff, the stuff that proves someone actually did the work,
which is kind of a return to something older. Science before it became a publishing game. Yeah, the machine might be accidentally fixing the thing it's breaking, or accelerating the break until something has to give. Both. That's where we'll leave it. A $15 paper and a very expensive question. I'm Nova.
And I'm Alex. And this is Code and Cosmos.